Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. This is Michelle Reads a Lot of Fantasy. Before I begin my review of Engines of Chaos by R.N. Ford, I do want to say that I did read the first book. At the time that I read it, I didn't have this channel, so you're not going to get that review. However, I will tell you that I highly enjoyed that book, and I enjoyed it so much that I borrowed the second book, which is Engines of Chaos. This is a steampunk kind of fantasy trilogy, and I am very, very certain that I will be including R.N. Ford's books into my collection of physical books. Another thing, I did finally get 99.999% of all the books that I ordered. The one that I seem to have the most trouble having delivered is Mr. Monday. I don't understand what the hell is going on with it. Like, I bought this book. I want this book. I want this book to arrive. Yes, I know. I have it on Kindle. Oh, yes. Okay. I bought this book brand new when I was in my 20s. And I am trying to get some of the old fantasy books that I had when I was definitely much younger. So according to Amazon, I'm supposed to get on the 11th. So in other words, you're making me wait 3 weeks for this book. I've decided I'm going to get Grim Tuesday from Barnes & Noble. I am actually going to order from Barnes & Noble because you're taking your dear sweet time to send this to me. Yes, I know. I gotta wait a week for the book. I had to wait a week. Whatever. But I'm doing that. I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. So I actually had to take off Grim Tuesday from my cart because I don't have Mr. Monday. So yeah. Like, wow. I also purchased the second book in the I think it's Samuel Abraham. I think that's the. Anyways, I got it because I'm officially at 52% of the first book read, and I will tell you, it's good. It's good. I am still listening to The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. It's really weird about this head inquisitor. He has these dreams of what life was like before he became what he became. So yeah. Yeah, and we also get to meet the sister of this guy's superior officer. And she's very talkative, and she doesn't believe in decorum. She's a weird character. She's a weird character. All right. Okay. So as I said, I do plan on to buy the first book in its oh, why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself? I do not know. The Engines of Empire. So, this is the Engine of Empire trilogy. So, as I said, I will get the first book, and I definitely will be buying the second book as well. So, I will get the first book probably next week. Not this week coming up, but next week. So, yeah, I'm going to get like 2 books, and they're both going to be from the same author. Alright, so R.S. Ford's Engines of Chaos, the second book in the Empire of Engines. So what really drew me to this book series is that it is basically steampunk. You got this magical world that has these engines and like technology and all that type of stuff, and there's this war that is, I believe, going on right now. I'm gonna read the synopsis to you. Okay. Torwin burns as Sancton Ingareth tightens his grip on power. The Draconian ministry has gathered its forces determined to eradicate the guilds. But Rosamond Hawkspur still stands in their way. Her only hope could lie with Lancelin Jagdor, sent to gather allies in their struggle against the usurper. Hope I'm pronouncing it right, probably not. Can even the greatest warrior in Torwin hope to succeed with so many adversaries determined to stop him? Taita returns home with newfound strength and mysterious sorceress abilities, only to discover it is not the land she left behind. She will have to call upon her untested power to survive when she embarks on a mission that could turn the tide of war. Conall, trapped in a dangerous land, has his own enemies to defeat before he can hope to escape and join the conflict that threatens his family. Even if he succeeds, he must overcome the demons that threaten from within or face damnation. Through Rosamond's is vastly outnumbered and her family lost, she's determined to strike back against her enemies by saving her homeland might prove an impossible task. Alright, so, yeah, so apparently it has it has about four characters in this book. Okay, so before I continue with this review, this book, just like its predecessor, has no chapter numbers. What I do if I own the book and it doesn't have chapter numbers, I write the numbers in the book. It's not like I'm selling the book or anything like that. But Engines of Chaos was interesting because the characters that are in here, I don't remember if one of them was in the previous book. Like I said, I don't remember. But the characters that are in this book, they go through a lot of stuff, a lot of like trials and tribulations, and I mean literally it's like war. It's war. And you're going to have a lot of stuff that happens to characters in war. And despite what common people think, war is important in fantasy. Overall, I really loved this book. The pacing is really good. The world building is amazing. It's a lot more complex than it was in the first book. The first book just introduces you to this world and to some of the characters that are in it. And there's a lot of other characters that are not even mentioned in the synopsis, which is, okay. But overall, I'm really invested in, continuing this series. Like I said, I love the first book. I was actually in the library, because, this is a library book. I was in the library, and I basically was I came upon it, and when it said Engines of Empire, I'm like, oh wow, that sounds like it's steampunk. And it definitely feels steampunk. It definitely feels like it's a mechanical world with magic and enemies and all this. And I just loved it. Now I will admit I hadn't read this book in 3 weeks. Mainly because I was working and I just did not have the energy to sit down and read this book. But I got to chapter 55 and I noticed that I had essentially 6 more chapters to go and they were pretty short, so I just went ahead and finished it. Anyways, gave this 5 stars on Goodreads. Yeah, I will be buying the first and second book on the 18th. On the 18th. Yeah, on the 18th. And then I will immediately put this up in my shelf, and then I will, on the 25th, I will order the third book. So hopefully it won't take forever for the first and second book to come in. Alright, that is my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.